I'll put some earrings, some kind of earring. Oh, excuse me. Mm-mm-mm. Hello, hello, welcome. Welcome to the live. We're gonna be starting here in a second. Hold on. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the live. Comment down below. For those of you who coming in but or who are new here, hi, my name is Catherine. Welcome to my live. So today we are going to talk about at least about three topic um relationship discussion. The first question: how do you deal with boredom in a relationship? Comment down below. Come and comment down below how you deal with boredom in a relationship. Comment down below, y'all. How do you deal with that? I would say I'm gonna give you guys my opinion. You can put yours down. How you deal with boredom in a relationship? I would say first of all, uh, it depends how long you and the person been together. But I would say before you and that person get together, you can know if that person is boring or something like that. So, if you already knew that a person was boring, should I say, or maybe I don't like to use the word boring because what might feel boring to you might not feel boring to me. But I would say that's why it's very important when you and somebody getting together, you want to know if you guys compatible in so many ways, right? So some people their lifestyle is different from yours, so you get just have to know. Because what I'm going to start to do from the beginning of a relationship, um, might determine what I continue to do in our relationship. So your boredom might not be mine. Mine might just be I'm okay. Whatever I do, I might feel like I'm okay, but to you, that's boring, right? So, that's why this discussion should be held from the beginning because the person is actually telling you who they are. So if that person don't like certain things that you like, are not into certain things that you are into, you're gonna know that at some point you guys might not work out depending on the disconnect. So yeah, I would say, how do you deal with it? Talk to your partner about it. You guys should have that discussion. Don't wait too long before you talk about it. The sooner the better. Hi, welcome. Welcome to the live. I said the sooner the better you guys talk about it, the better it is in that way you know if you want to continue or if you want to let go. So don't hold on to it. Don't just assume your partner think that they okay with it. If you are not okay with it, have that discussion. Tell them how you feel and what you expect. If the other person is not willing to compromise, then you know what to do next. Also, if at some point of a relationship, this is very realistic. At some point of your relationship, you guys gonna start to get too comfortable. I always say, yeah, it's good for you to be comfortable with your partner, but don't get too comfortable to start doing those things that your partner used to like about you. Don't start doing those stuff. So yeah, even though you like, yeah, we good over here, we good. Yeah, we are tied in, but still don't stop doing those things now because those are some of the things that your partner's saying about you that they like. So don't stop doing some of those stuff just because you feel like, oh yeah, we've been together 10 years. We've been together. Somebody at the door. Who at my door? Who's that? Who is it? All right, y'all. I'll be right back. Comment down below. How do you deal with boredom in a relationship? I'll be right back. Who's at my door? Well, I'll be right back. They're always selling stuff. Which one is that? Oh, don't worry about him. That's not him though. They're always trying to sell something to people. But I said, talk to your partner about it. Where you can figure out if this person is willing to change anything or if they're willing to work on it or they just gonna be like, this is who I am. I'm not gonna compromise anything. So I would say find new hobbies. You'll find some exciting thing to do together. That can be um maybe something fun, something out of your comfort zone. Just do something exciting. It don't hurt to try new stuff. Yeah, but if your partner is not okay with it or comfortable with it, don't push it, don't force it. But I say, find new activities or new hobbies that you guys can do together. Um, Try something new. Spice something up. Y'all spice something up. But anyway, sometimes some people are brought up in a different way and they feel like, I don't think I should be doing that, or um, as a man, I don't think I should be doing anything like that. Depending on, I don't think as a lady, I don't think I should be doing something like that. Anyway, sorry, my apology. My phone went dead, so it looks like we're gonna be here too long. Let's see. I have it on charge now, so I have to sit this way so I can be able to see you guys. Let's see. Let's see. Um, what were I saying? Yeah, yeah, just do some interesting stuff. Spice it up. Do something fun. You'll get out and just do something fun and stuff like that. Um, yeah, like I was saying earlier, we are all brought up differently. Sometimes one might feel fun to you, might not feel fun to the other person. So I have talked to other people or other guys before that kind of say, "Oh yeah, I like you" or stuff like that. But based on you and the person talking, the like, the dislike, and I just knew that it was not going to work. That doesn't mean this person is a bad person, but based on what they like or what they dislike or what they feel as not okay. I just feel like that wasn't gonna work. But that doesn't mean that that person is a bad person. So, you know, don't just assume that somebody's going to change overnight. If somebody better tell you who they are, take it. Don't just assume, yeah, maybe they're just saying that they don't like these kind of stuff, but maybe they might change. No. If I tell you I don't like it or I'm not into this kind of stuff, you gotta get that. So not because I'm with you, so you're gonna feel like I'm gonna change. So, these are some interesting stuff we should be talking about before you guys even start dating. That saves you a whole lot of time. So yeah. I know over time though, realistic speaking, over time things gonna change, Like if you've been with somebody so long, things are bound to change. That person who you used to know or 5 years ago or 3 years ago, they're going to start to slow down on certain things. So that's realistic. But I'm saying from the beginning, if this individual tell you, these are stuff I like to do, I wouldn't do anything like this and stuff like that. You and the person just getting to know each other and they tell you, don't just assume that person is going to change because they are not. It's a great chance they are not going to change, and you can't force somebody to change for who they are. So the sooner the better you guys have that discussion, the better it is. Um, like I was saying, over time people do change, especially if you've been with a person so long. You start to maybe compromise certain things. For some people, some people will be willing to compromise, and some people are not willing to compromise certain things as well. So that's why you should be having that discussion. But I mean, like, get out of your comfort zone and try something new. That you guys, both of you, agree to. You shouldn't force your partner. You shouldn't push your partner. No me no. Always understand that. Comment down below, how do you deal with boredom? I said too though, like that's a problem. Sometimes people get into a relationship, they just want to spend 24/7 with a partner. You're gonna get tired with that. So sometimes it's okay to just find time for yourself to do things that you like to do. Not everything that you and your partner are going to be able to do together. You got to understand that. And you shouldn't have to force your partner to do everything with you. So I feel like if you get your own little hobbies that you like doing, and they have their own little hobbies they like doing, and y'all do certain things together, that helps a whole lot. In that way, you guys are not in each other face 24/7, but at some point you're gonna get tired with it. So, just giving each other time to breathe a little bit and do some things that you like to do, it helps a whole lot. Um, sometimes you have to have in order for a relationship to work, sometimes you have to have some kind of open mindset. You can't just be stuck in your own little ways. Be like, no, no way, you know. But that's life. People are who they are, so you can't change that. So you gotta understand that as well. But anyway, what else? How do you deal with boredom in a relationship? Comment down below, y'all. Um, let's talk about it. What else? Yeah, I said, express your feelings, how you feel, or how it make you feel. Um, and you, the other partner, why your partner is telling you, you know, listen. And if you can do something about it, do something about it. Don't Don't just hear it, it go in the other ear and you don't do anything about it. At some point that your partner gonna get tired with it, and that's how you guys gonna start to disconnect. And that's when sometimes the other partner, somebody who see another person who is willing to do those stuff for them, that's when cheating come in place. Like they start to connect with somebody else, and sooner or later there's gonna be an issue in the relationship. So especially if this is somebody that you want to be with, sometimes. I'm not saying compromise everything, but sometimes you have to meet each other halfway. And no me no. If your partner says no, understand that. Don't force them, don't push them. If they want to do it, they're gonna do it. It leave for you if you want to settle for it or not. Uh, ooh, let me see. Hello, hello, welcome to the live. Tell you. Where's my glasses? I'm gonna need some glasses for this. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Let me grab my glasses. I can read some stuff, but when the letter is so tiny. Hold on, let me grab my glasses. All right, here I come. Here I come. I do not know where I put my glasses. My reading glasses. I don't know. Hi, I'm back. I don't know where I put my reading glasses. I thought I took it to work, but anyway. All right, I'm not. Hold on, let me read your comment from here. Those what you say? The letter is so little. Mm, yeah, I cannot see that clearly. But anyway, oh, when the night has come, mm-hmm, I'm telling, tell you, tell you. Mm-hmm. Yo, I don't know. Where did I put my glasses? This stuff is so blurry. Hold on, let me find my tray. I'll be back. I know I had it last night. Let me check one more time. I'll be right back. I know I'm taking your time, but oh, here it is. Yeah, I don't have my glasses. I left in the living room last night. All right, yo, I'm back. All right, I finally found my glasses. I'm back. Oh my God, that was so blurry. Okay. All right, I'm back. Tell you how I deal with it. I randomly leave random snacks around the house. Stuff I know she likes, but swear nuts. Swear it's not me. She knows, but she can't prove it. That's cute. That's so you know, thoughtful of you. Once I brought a 6 pound of gummy bear, just put it beside her while she's sleeping. She woke up confused, didn't understand, and honestly, neither do I. That is so that is so thoughtful. You know the little stuff that um you feel like it's nothing, it can mean a whole lot to somebody else. So yeah, sometimes you gotta uh do little extra stuff. It might not be a big thing like you think it is. You know, you gotta know your partner, what it like, what it don't like. Like some ladies love flowers. So, once, here and there you just, if you think, give her flower, if her flower is dying, go ahead and get new ones. Whatever she tell you she like, it might not be like a big stuff, but just being thoughtful, it matters a whole lot. Thank you. Great. Good vibes. Positive. Natural face. Looks pretty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, but yeah, just I think you just have to study your partner and see what it like, what it don't like, and just those little stuff. Appreciating your partner matter a whole lot. Just tell them how you appreciate them matter a whole lot, and just little gifts here and there, or things that they might tell you they like, or while you guys are talking, they might tell you that they want to do certain things. They might tell you, "Oh, I like this," just like trying to do those little stuff, it matters so for some people a whole lot. What else? uh, Welcome to the chat. If you're new here, hi, my name is Catherine. Welcome to the live. So today we are talking about um how do you deal with boredom in a relationship. uh, Comment down below how you deal with boredom in a relationship. What else? Yeah, I think I covered it pretty much. So let me look at my paper here. Like, also, like, if you feel like it's becoming a, I always say, don't wait too long to talk to your partner about this issue before you get to a point that your partner have already checked out. The sooner the better. Like, if you feel like, you know, you might need more assistance, or you might need somebody to talk to you guys. You can talk to a professional, or somebody who is very trusted, who is not going to take both sides of this story. Someone who got more experience, you can talk to that person who is very trusted, can be able to, listen to both sides. And that person who is going to be very honest with you guys and going to give you guys good advice. Yeah, talk to that person. Don't talk to everybody about your issue, because it's not going to help it. It's not going to make it better. It's just going to make it more work. So, whatever issue you having, talk to your partner. If you cannot solve it, look for a professional, or look for somebody who is very trusted, someone like an older person, or someone, maybe, let's say if you're young couples, you've been together and stuff like that, someone who been married for a long time, who is trusted. Maybe you can talk to somebody like that who will give you good advice, you know what I mean? Because not everybody out here give a damn about your relationship. So you cannot be going all around telling your uncle, your auntie, your whole family, or your friends group about your relationship, because that is just going to break you guys apart. So talk to your partner first, and you guys can look for better ways to deal with it. If you cannot solve it, then talk to somebody who is trusted or professional. Comment down below for those of you who just come in. Hello, welcome. Today we are talking about boredom in a relationship. How do you deal with it? Comment down below. We'll be on this topic maybe a minute or two, then we'll move to the next one. So I want to talk about at least two topic or three topics for today. So I put down some ideas we can talk about. So I think we can talk about at least two or three today. Um, I'm gonna give you guys a choice of which one you want to talk about. So these, while I read all the topic discussion for today, then you guys can pick one next you guys want to talk about. Um, Let me read the choices to you guys. So dating after divorce or separation. Y'all pick two of these topic. We can talk about it after we done with this boredom. Cause this here is it can become a bigger issue. Um, Also, sometimes people are in a relationship, they leave their partner and do more stuff with their friends. That's an issue because you and your partner are together. Why are you spending so much time with your friends and leaving your partner? Yeah, is it you gotta balance it out. You gotta also spend quality time with your partner, spend time with your partner, and find some time to spend with your friend. But you can't just be out 24/7 with your friends group and leave your partner alone. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful. Even the person might not be complaining, but you're gonna get tired. If you was a partner that your partner just leave you all the time and out here with their friends, you're gonna get tired with it. Um, you have to meet each other halfway. Find things that you like to do, something that you like to at least try out to do together. All right. So these are the topics you guys can pick from two, from at least two of these. Dating after divorce or separation. Okay, that's one. How to support a partner during career changes or challenges. Um, that's a good one too. Dealing with um, dealing with career success and jealousy. That's a good one. How to keep the spikes alive in a long-term relationship. That's another big issue because sometimes I think we should actually talk about that. What you guys think? I think sometimes people are together, they feel like they're together so long, so they kind of lose themselves in our relationship or become too comfortable and just like carry themselves anyway. You just, you still have to keep yourself up to date. You can't just stop taking care of yourself or, self care or whatever it is. You can't forget those stuff. I know sometimes we get so busy, but you still have to continue to spice stuff up because over time, you guys gonna start to get tired. So you can't get too comfortable and be like every day you say you're tired. Okay. Um. Then the other topic could be. No, I'm just talking. Though. Oh God, what you guys think? That can be a whole topic of the day. We can talk about that too. So comment down below which one you want to talk about. How about relationship myth versus reality? How to unite passion in a long term relationship. Okay, hindering. This one here get on my nerve. How do you handle how do you handle pressure about marriage and commitment? This is my thing though. I'm just gonna talk a little bit, but I'm not gonna go into details. I feel like when it comes to marriage and commitment, yeah, I don't want somebody to be with me for over 3 years. I said the first year you're gonna know if this is somebody that you wanna be with for the long term. It shouldn't have to take you more than 3 years to commit. Okay, it don't take you that long. Well, in a year, you should know if this is somebody that you want to be with for the long term, or you just want this to be a playground, whatever you're calling friends will benefit, or stringing your friend along the way until you find the right person. You're gonna know within a year if this is somebody you want to be with. You shouldn't have to overthinking that much. So, with that said, I feel like within a year, maximum 2 years, you should already know if you want to be with this person or not. So, God, I wouldn't want to be with somebody for that long and we still living like boyfriend, or whatever the heck it is. We're still playing around. No, it's not going to happen. So, that with that said, I also feel like sometimes people get pressure into a relationship that they haven't decided if they want to stay or they want to leave. But like I'm saying, it shouldn't take you that long to figure out if you want to be with this person or not. Don't waste your time. Don't overthink it. You're gonna know if it's the right person. So I don't think you should be pressured to marry anybody if you don't feel like that's the right person, or this is. I know, even though sometimes people use that, oh, I don't feel like this is the right time. When is the right time? Because if we've been together for that long, you should know if you want to be with me or you don't want to be with me. So there's pros and cons to this. So you should already know if you want to be with somebody. So uh, don't waste another person's time. If you don't want to be with them, you gotta speak up. You can't just continue to string the person along. So I know sometimes too, though, some relation or tradition, they feel like you should be married at a certain age. Um, that's a whole different story. But I just feel like, well, in a year or 2 years max, you should know if you want to be with this person for the long term, you just want the person to be a placeholder until you find the right person, or you just want to string the person along because you want certain benefit from them. So, um, with that said, what else? What are the other choices? Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much those are the choices. So we can talk about two of those if you want, or we can just still talk about what we're talking about. Hi, welcome to the chat. So yeah, that is it. Lost. What you want to talk about? What you guys think? I think the most easy one is pressure. How to handle pressure to commit and to marry. Maybe we can talk about that. Or we so you can so discuss about the first topic. How do you deal with boredom in a relationship? I think I said pretty much everything. Just uh, sometimes sometimes we feel like our partner know what we need and want, but sometimes you have to speak up. You can't just assume your partner know that you have an issue with them, with their personality, or what they are doing in a relationship. Um, so if you want more of something, you gotta speak up. If you want less of something, you gotta speak up. Um, you guys have to be willing to communicate. because you can't just assume your partner know. So I think pretty much that's it. If the person don't also want to plan stuff, you can at least make some effort as well from your end, playing some activities as well. Sometimes most of the time we leave it to the guy to plan stuff, which he should be willing to plan stuff. But you know, some people don't just know how to plan stuff. But a guy know if he wants to do it, he gonna do it. So you the lady, you just have to express to them how you feeling. That could also be the guy as well. Sometimes people work a lot as well. So by the time you get home, you're tired, but you should never, you should always find time, at least once or twice a week, for you and your partner to have quality time together. That you can do it as many times you want to, but at least you should find time that you guys should be able to catch up on each other at least twice a week or more. Um, Yeah, because some people schedule are busy, but that is not an excuse. Money is good, but you also, at the end of the day, you still have to find time to spend time with your partner. You can't be finding all these excuse that you're busy. Yeah, everybody's busy, but you have to find time. If that's what you want, if you really want this person, you have to find time to spend with them. Because if you don't, somebody else gonna do it. Just be honest. So yeah, that is it. What else? Yeah. Any question? Any question? You want to add anything? How do you deal with boredom in a relationship? Yeah, have you ever heard a saying say somebody, oh, excuse me, somebody, um, what's the word? Somebody old thing is another person new stuff, or somebody old trash is another person treasure. Yeah. So if you think that you the only person because the person care, but if you feel like you the only person out here that just because your partner cares so much about you, you're gonna stop doing everything and just feel like they're gonna be okay with it. If you don't do it, somebody else is also willing to do it for your partner. So you gotta make effort, no matter how busy you are, make effort to keeping that bond alive, keeping that connection together. Because if you don't do it, somebody else gonna do it, and that's how issues sometimes arise in a relationship. Then you wonder, you know, where the disconnect came from. When your partner been telling you all throughout, and you just ignore it. Um, yeah. So let's see, what else can we talk about? How about let's talk about dating after divorce and separation. So today we're talking about boredom in a relationship, how to deal with boredom in a relationship. Let's touch up a little on dating after divorce and separation. Let's talk about that. This is very important for for those of you who ever been separated or divorced. How do you deal with or being in a long-term relationship separated? How do you deal with dating after separation or divorce? I would say the um number one, I would say give yourself time to heal. Excuse me, give yourself time to heal. Um, go slow, take your own time. Um, don't rush the process. Um, and I would say just learn from your past relationship, what didn't work. Um, learn from that. Learn from all the red flags, what worked, what didn't work. Learn from all those. And dating somebody else, take it easy. Um, don't rush the process. Don't rush it. Be sure if this is the person you want to be with, in that way before you start to get attached, right? Because sometimes because we've been hurt, so sometimes we rush into a relationship that is not good for us. At the end of the day, you just making um wrong decision twice in a row. So you gotta learn from those mistakes, what worked in the past, what didn't work. Learn, in that way you are able to spot some of the red flags, and you feel like, oh, the green flag, whatever they call it. In that way you are able to spot if the person is just there to use you, if this person is there for the right reason, and if this person truly want to be with you, so um I would say if you've been divorced or separated, you should already know, you should have uh you should have expectation what you're looking for. You have to have an expectation what you are looking for. um in that way, going to the relationship or going to the dating world intentional. You know what you want, what you're looking for. So you ain't just going with the flow. I hate that word, going with the flow. So if you ever been divorced or separated, you want to go in the dating world, know what you want, what you're looking for, what you are willing to compromise, what you are not willing to compromise. Your expectation, you have it all together, then this is what I'm looking for. When you ain't just going with the flow. Yeah. Um, and don't let anybody bring you down or whatever age you might be. Don't let anybody just feel like you should just have to settle just because maybe whatever relationship you are in, because they just feel like, oh, you've been in so many relationships, or you've been, you divorced, so you should just have to settle. Don't let anybody tell you that. Yeah, if I wanted to just settle for anything, I could have stayed in that relationship. So don't don't let anybody make you feel bad of your decision that you made. Maybe that person was not just the right person for you. You decided to go your separate way, and that's okay. People do change over time. So don't let anybody make you feel bad. Um, feel like you just have to settle for them just because whatever relationship you are in before it didn't work. Yeah, that's that. To me, that's crazy. Why people would think that you should just have to settle because you are a certain age, or you've been divorced, or you've been in other relationship. No, if this is not what I'm looking for, I'm not just gonna settle for it. So yeah, I would say, be very transparent. Going to the next relationship or dating somebody else, be very transparent and be open and be firm about what you're looking for, what you are not looking for. Don't let anybody change your mind or somebody tell you what you should settle for or what you shouldn't settle for. You know what you're looking for. So if that's not what you're looking for, don't settle until or until you feel this person is showing me that this might just work out. I always say actions speak louder than words. So if you've been divorced or separated, you know if something is not just adding up. So you can we always have to listen, to our intuition, listen to your gut, because especially for ladies though, we have very strong intuition. Sometimes you might not know exactly what's off, but you know something is off. So sometimes we just have to pay attention to that for real. Like if you really pay attention to your gut or your intuition, you feel like something is off, pay attention. Yeah, you're still dating this person or you're still getting to know this person. But if you just feel like something is off, pay attention to that. Don't don't get too attached. Yeah, don't let your emotion get in the way, because at some point that gonna come back to bite you. So yeah, what else? You should be able to express how you feel. Um, or are you feeling judged? So I don't even care if you've been married twice. If that's not the right person, you shouldn't have to just settle just because you want a warm body. No. If you ain't right for me, you can keep it moving. Yeah, for real. Because I don't want another headache. No. I don't want the same old crap. So if I feel like you ain't the one, just keep it moving. Respectfully, keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, they might be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this. They're going to come and tell you all these lies, what they're going to do. But in their head, they already know what they're looking for, what they want. So if you ain't seen that, just be like, oh, nah, I don't think it's going to work. So just be truthful to yourself. If you feel like, nah, it ain't going to work, it might not work. So, any question? Oh, anybody want to add anything? Pretty much, I think, yeah, just take it slowly and um, be intentional, uh, and stuff like that. Um, pay attention to everything, everything else. Yeah, because you cannot continue to make the same mistake over and over. So if you been these three relationship and it didn't work, you have learned something from the three relationship. So your fourth relationship, you shouldn't be making the same mistake over and over. You should be learning, picking up from there and learning as you go. So you cannot continue to make the same decision or make the same choice and expect something else, you know? So we have to always try to, you know, pay attention. Is going to be helpful to us. And being willing to let go when something is, you feel like that's not the right fit for you, even though you might be into it or you might like that person. But if that's, you just feel like, oh, something is off, you and the person, you don't just feel like it's going to work. It's probably true. It might not work. So just be willing to let go if something is not serving you. Don't just hold on to it just because you feel like you're gonna be judged, or you just feel like you should just have to settle because you are where you are at the moment. No, you can still live life to the fullest, um, until the right person do come along. Self love, love yourself, spend time with yourself, get to know yourself more, and learn to do those stuff that you expect from your partner. When you are okay doing all the stuff, then you know that you ain't just gonna be willing to settle for anything, or you ain't gonna be out here begging people to do stuff with you. You know, like if that's not the right person, you're gonna know to let them go. So, any question or anything you guys want to add? So maybe tomorrow we can go with some of these other questions. Um, Let me know which one you want for us to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Oh, okay. Tomorrow is Friday, so I might go. I'm not working tomorrow. Well, as of now, I haven't picked up an extra shift, so I'll probably go live a little early tomorrow. So comment down below, y'all, what y'all want to talk about more. I love to hear your opinion on these two topics that we talk about. But pretty much that's it for today. Yeah. So thank you all for taking your time to stop by. Always, it's always nice talking to you guys. So I love to hear your opinion on today's topic, which is how do you deal with boredom and dating after marriage, dating after divorce and separated. Comment down below how you deal with that. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys. We've been here for almost an hour. Hope you all have an awesome day. And I pray that whatever you're looking for in a relationship that you find it. Okay. Thank you all and stay blessed. Bye.